All right, now we're doing 7Q, Keep the Order. This is by Narayan Swa 30663, and 92% of the people like it. So our job here is to write a function, keep order in JavaScript, which takes a sorted array RE and a value val, and returns the lowest index where we could insert val to maintain the sortedness of the array. The input array will always be sorted in ascending order, and it may contain duplicates, and we're not going to modify the input. So basically right here, we've got a 5 that we're going to stick in there. And so 5 is less than this one, but greater than this one, right? So it's going to go right here at 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. This one's 0, so 0 is less than 1, so it's going to go right here at index 0. This one's 2, so it's less than or equal to 2 at greater than 1, so it's going to go right here at index 2. All right. So first things first, we're going to need to iterate through. We're going to have to iterate through each element of the array. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to say, not like that at all. We're going to say, RE, no. We're going to say for, let I equal 0, while I is less than RE dot length, we'll say I plus plus, all right? Then down here, we're just going to do an if statement. If let's say if val is less than or equal to RE at, not RE, like League of Legends, RE at I, like that, what we're going to do is we're going to break out of it, and then we're just going to return I. But as you can see right here, I is still white color instead of a blue color, so something must be wrong. Let's test it out, see what it is. I is not defined, but it is, but it's not, because when you define an I with a let inside of a for, it's not defined anywhere except for in the for. So to fix that, we're going to get rid of this let, and instead of defining it with a val or something like that, because it'll still be white, we'll come up here to the argument list and just say comma I and declare it right in there. Now let's test it. And there we go. And attempt it. All right, awesome. But that, as much as it's got a ray gun look to it, and it's a nice little piece, we can do this much more concisely. We can come over here and comment this thing out, just in case we need to refer to it later. And then up here we'll say something like const keep order, like this, and we'll say equals. Inside of this argument list we'll say RE comma val, and instead of that we'll just say A comma V, just like that. And then we'll make an arrow and do it arrow function syntax. We'll say console.log so we can test while we go, and we'll start right here. So let's say A, just to start with, guarantee it's going to come out like this, test it out, and it does, just like that. So what we want to do here is we want to run the filter method on it, .filter, okay? If you're unaware of what the filter method does or need a refresher, the filter method creates a shallow copy of a portion of a given array filtered down to just the elements from the given array that pass the test implemented by the provided function. Okay, we're going to make the function. Basically, we're going to have the array.filter. We're going to have, for the function, element as the argument, an arrow, and then we're also going to have the expression. So basically, we're going to say E for the element and the arrow, and then for the expression. So basically what this is doing is it's going to filter out, it's going to put in a new array anything that passes the test that we're going to make. And the test that we're going to make is E needs to be less than the value. So anything less than value, instead of looking for what's greater than or equal to, we're going to look for what's less than and put it in the new array. Let's test that out and see what it looks like. So as you see, because the number's 5 right here, it just put 1, 2, 3, 4 in there, okay? And if we look at 1, 2, 3, 4 and count the number of elements, there's 4 elements in there. And look what it's looking for. So by logic and supreme understanding. Let's try this out. Test it out. What? Let's get rid of this console.log, test it out again. And there we go. And attempt it. And look at us. We're so cool. But you know what? But you know what else? And I'm going to slap the table on this one. There's other stuff we can do. We can do another one. And this one we're going to all learn. Because I have never covered this. We're going to... Actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to bring this one up here. Because we need to make a brand new const keep order. That's unrelated to this one. Because it's not going to be an arrow function. It's going to be something crazy. Const keep order equals. Now, what does it equal? Not this. We're not making a function. We're going to come over here to this JavaScript require thing that Free Code Camp has graciously given us. Okay. Basically, this require function in JavaScript makes it to where we can do modular functions that other people outside of JavaScript create. So if you don't know about modular stuff, it just means basically like things that are not originally part of JavaScript, little modules, like, you know, when you're doing a thing, like when we're doing our free code camps, each one of those could be called a module. Each lesson could be called a module, or each, you know, it's just a grouping, whatever. But it's smaller than the big one. All right, so we can do modular functions using the require function. Okay, and so basically what we're going to do is we're just going to say const the var name, and then we're going to say equals require, and then whatever library we're going to go to get the function. And in this case, the library we're going to use is this Lodash. And Lodash has a lot of different functions with it. I'm sure all of them do. Find last index. Well, JavaScript has that one, but the one that JavaScript doesn't have is something down here. Okay. And let's keep going until we get to the S's. Give me just a second. SOM. SORT by. Okay, come on now. Okay, it was so easy to find earlier. Rest. Sorted index. Sorted index. Yes, that's what we're going to do. The sorted index one. So this one uses a binary search to determine the smallest index at which a value should be inserted into a given sorted array in order to maintain the sort order of the array. Does that not sound like what we just read in here? It does sound exactly like it. So what we're going to do using this require thing, we're going to have const var name. The var name is keep order. We're going to have require, so let's put require in there, equals require. Is that how we do it? No. Is that how we do it? Give me a second. I just learned this yesterday. Require, and then inside of these parentheses we're going to say Lodash, because that's the location name. All right, and then after that we'll say dot sorted index. Okay, and we don't have to do this because it's already going to be automatically passed in there. And so we say dot sorted index, and let's test it out just like that and attempt it. And it works, and it works. Now this is crazy stuff. First video showing this. I just learned about this yesterday specifically because of this. Let's submit it. And I'll show you why. Here's the first one, the filter method, okay? And here's good old OP right here. As you can see right here. Put Lodash on there specifically. So clearly this is an exercise meant to introduce this to us, all right? And so you can just check out the rest of these if you feel like. Let's go over to mine. Just me on this one. Best practice in my opinion. Very much like it. And we'll see you next time.